The final part for our page is a Contact Us section. Scroll to the bottom, select Add New Section, and we go for 2 columns. Scroll down so we can see what's going on here. I'll make this a full width section. Select the row, Design. This is under Sizing. Then Width, 100 VW for viewport width. That's 100%. Same for max, 100 viewport width. Now I have this full width. On the right, I want to have an image. But as I've learned, bringing in an image and when your column grows or shrinks is not the best way to go. The best way to go is to use the container, which in this case is a column on the right, and use the background image for the container. On the left, let me just open this row. We have so many things going on here. I'll select the right-hand column because I cannot choose the column on the page. That's why you have to go into the Layers panel on the left. Content, background, image, and I'll bring in my background image. This is the last image for this session. And where is it? Hero 4. Drop him in. And of course, there is no content, so the column hasn't grown. I'll give the column a fixed height, at least a minimum fixed height. With the column selected, Design, Sizing, and then you go to Height. And I'll put it on 70% or 70 viewport height. And now it will grow to 70% of your screen within your browser, and I can see the image. And this is the best way to do this in Divi, to my understanding at this moment. If you have any other way using an image and make sure that there is no growth or aspect ratio issues, please let me know. That doesn't include any coding, and that means CSS as well. We try to do this no coding as far as possible. On the left, I want to bring in this header that we've created and a form element. Click on Add New Module or Row. Then we go to Add From Library. As we are within a column, we get these various section header image 1, 2, 3, and then the section header. When I originally saved it, I also told Divi to save the individual modules. This is the one that I saved, section header row. And you can see it's a row. So it tells you very clearly what is the function of what you see here. These are elements, modules. One is the header image, that little decoration we have at the top. Then we had the header, heading 2, and it says heading 2, and then header text 3. I'll bring in the entire header, but if I wanted to bring in only some of those components, I could have done it here. I'll bring in the entire container, use this module, and there we go. I'll remove the text here and just work with this. And below this, I'll add a form. Add New Module or Row. Hover here, select, and look for Form or Contact Form. And select. And it drops the contact form in. Because we had set the row to stretch full viewport width, this is what happens. To restrict that, I'll select the column. That's very, very important for that. If you select one of the wrong ones, you're going to get some weird stuff going on here. In the Layers panel on the left, that's our row. Then this is the left-hand column. Oh no, and you see, not even there. Here it is at the bottom. I'll select the column here, and then we go to our spacing, padding to the left, and I'll put in 5%. And now we have that space there. Go and have a look on mobile device and on our phone. We will remove the padding here, so we put in 0%. Let's talk quickly about the contact form. Very powerful contact form that comes with Divi 5, and we'll explore that in a mini course in the future. Select and first have a look at what's going on in the Layers panel on the left. It starts with a parent container, the contact form. And then within that, we get fields. So each of these is a field, and if you've ever worked with a contact form, you will know that those things that we add within a form, they are referred to as fields. And fields can have different values. Sometimes they are text, sometimes they are numbers. Select the contact form and let's see what's going on with the options on the right. Select content if it's not open and then open up elements. Here you can see the fields that we have. We have name, email address, message. Let's say I want to add something like a telephone number. Click on add element, select field. Then go to the edit options, field options, input field, and you choose here. This is a little bit restricted. I think at the moment there's no specific place for telephone numbers or other types of fields, but for this one we'll go to text area. And this is where you will style it out and add a number with the field settings. Go back to the contact form, elements, and we delete this one. So the name and the email address and the message, this is a very good standard setup for a contact form. I think what is important here to note is the structure. You have the name 50% of the width, the email address 50%, and then you have the message that runs 100%. You may want all of them to be 100%. And there are a number of ways you can do it. The easiest one is to look at this option here called Apply Structure Template. This is a template that will apply structure to the fields that you have already here under the elements. Select Apply Structure Template, and you see the same kind of outlines that we get with the rows and the columns. They appear here. Over here, you see multi-row. I select that, and now they're all at 100%. Almost always, I will recommend you only use that. The others don't really make sense, but let's play around with it. If you go to the top and you select this one here, 50-50, you see what starts to happen. Things get strange, and the reason they do is you don't want to use flex. You want to use grid. If I use grid 50-50, things look a little bit better. But you can see, I would say almost always, you're going to go for the multi-row grid in this fashion. And there again, multi-row here, yeah. So at the end, multi-row under flex or the standard one. Let's delete this contact form and bring it in from scratch, and I'll show you how you do that. Delete contact form. We go again to add new module or row, search for form and select contact form. To change the width of this field, select the field, design, sizing, and at the bottom, column class. Now at this point, you will begin to kind of figure out whenever you are working with the width of a column in Brizy, that is done there at column class. We have it set to all of these settings that you can choose from. If I want to stretch the entire column or the entire column, I put it at 100% like that. Same for the email address, select it. You go to design, sizing, column class, and same, you put it at full width. And that's how you can take control over the width of the fields within a contact form. I thought at the beginning when I went to the contact form and I was playing around with this apply structure template, it's cool. But then I realized I'm definitely going to have to override the settings from that. Bring in your default one and then go and change them on a field by field basis. The important part with any contact form is that you need to set up where the message goes once it is submitted by the visitor. And that you do at the contact form level. Go to email and you add your email address here. And you can actually see, I keep forgetting about this little help, little icon that appears almost everywhere. Select it and it gives you a nice description. Input the email address where messages should be sent. Note email delivery and spam prevention are complex processes. We recommend using a delivery service such as Mandrill, SendGrid, or other similar service to ensure the deliverability of messages that are submitted through this form. Right, so there you go. Your email address goes here and you add your messages in this format if you need the pattern. You have a redirect link Under design, this is where you set up the whole structure. Again, the layout, do not mess with this. Your contact form is similar to a shop on your site or a blog. Don't do strange things with a contact form, as users won't know how to behave, as it may be unfamiliar to users, and then they will just skip it. Oh, content. Let's just go back to content quickly and look at spam protection. You see there at the bottom, there is that calculation question, 15 plus 11 equals what? Divi5 adds this, what they call use basic captcha, which I actually think is not bad. If you are not in the mood of setting up reCAPTCHA from Google, then this basic captcha does a really, really good job. For the extra layer of protection, you go and add protection service, which is only one as far as I know. Maybe they plan to add a few more in the future because there are a couple out there that can also do this kind of service for you. Once you select reCAPTCHA, you have to add your account here by clicking on add, your name and your site key and all of those things that you will get from Google. I'll deactivate and just stick it to the basic captcha. If you don't even want that, you deselect it. In my early days of website creation, I had destroyed how many websites because of spam and not being able to control it, and all the wicked code that came through messages that were delivered through my contact form. My preferred method at this moment is usually to put it inside a pop-up, a modal, my contact form. I'll add a button here and says contact us, and when people click on it, the modal pops up, and then from there, they can send me the message. You know, once you experience something for that, you just change something, and even if people tell you, no, it is safe, and so, yeah. But this is how we usually do it. We add the contact form to our page. We add our fields. You can add the reCAPTCHA here. You have your submit button, and you have so many other features. All will be covered in a mini course in the far, far future because the schedule is so full. What I mean by that, if you look at the contact form, you have so many things. You have your success messages. If we go to design, you have your layout here, then your fields. We look at the checkbox, title text, then your success message, all of that. And then under design, you have the additional design. If you want your capture different as well, title text, spacing options like Divi5 does. Divi always has so many features to choose from in terms of design. We center align this whole section to the middle of our section. Section, open up the section. First column. There we go. Then I have a row. I'm just curious about this column, image, heading. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Because it's a row. Sorry. This part catches me off guard all the time. I cannot understand what this column is. And I remember now that whenever you work with a row, there's always a child container as a column within it. And this column that I see here is actually the column of this container for the header at the top. Yep. This is something I have to remind myself. The more I work with Divi, definitely will remember it. But this is where I get confused a lot. Where is the column for me to center align it? And that is at section level, then row, and then column. Good. Got it. What else can we do here? Let's make a little bit of a separation and go to the section on top of it. And we change the color for the section on top of it, content, background, add background color, and we put that on Snow Bright. So we have this little bit of separation. Then we remove the padding here at the top, select the section for the contact section, and we go to design and then spacing and padding at the top. We add 0 like so. Or we can do it at the bottom as well, 0. Tablet. And then mobile device. I'm curious about this form. Is it because of this padding that we've added here on the right? But let's go have a look. Save. Then we go to the front and refresh. We are already in our iPhone 12 Pro view. And where is our image? Yeah, so interesting. I found that if you have a column and you put the image for the background in the column on tablet and mobile, it doesn't appear. Let me show you the mobile as well. iPad Air. It's not there. We had to add space there at the top and bottom as well. But I found, like before, if I put the image inside a group module, it appears. Again, I'm just so curious whether this is how it should be done. Select the column on the right and let's remove the background first. Go to background, image, and reset the field. Now, instead of that, we click on add new module or row. We bring in group over here. Make sure the group is selected. I'll go here, make sure my group is selected. Go to content, background, image, add the background image, same one, upload image. Then we go to design for the group, sizing, and for this one, we'll put it minimum 750 pixels. Enter. It looks just like it did before. Save. Go to the front, refresh. And we'll change the positioning now. You see it's there. And we do the same for the iPhone. It's at the bottom. Let's clean this up. Let's clean it up. Good. So first we jump and go to tablet, make a few changes here. Select the group. Go to my content, background, image, and then for background image position, bottom right. And from here, I can make changes to bring Stan in. Stan the man. I can change the height of the group as well. Let's say 750 is too big here. We put it on 600 and reduce it as so. Then from here, let's jump to our tablet, mobile, and a few things we have to change here. Select the section of the tablet and we put padding at the top. Go to spacing, padding, top, and we put around 55. Select the first column and I'll put padding all around. This time I will put it in pixels. I'll put around 15 pixels on both sides. So we have nice little borders so it doesn't look like it's flushed to the sides. This is how it currently looks. I want to add a little bit of space there. The image looks right. Let's go ahead and refresh. Oh no, I didn't save. Save first. Save. Go to the front, refresh one more time. Good. So that's what I did with the padding. And Donovan is nicely, what was his name? Stanley, Donovan, Mel, he's there nicely in it. And that's how we've done that. Go to our iPad Air. Good. That looks much better. Workaround again. I said it earlier and I did it in the column. When you want to use an image, you want to make sure it behaves properly. The best thing that Divi understands apparently is the group module. Let's go to desktop. And have a quick look just at our page. There's probably a lot of things that we can still tweak here and there, but in this module 1, we just get to grips with everything. Now, I think at this point, I'm like one of those people like, you've heard me complain about I cannot select a column. You've heard me complain about the image. You've heard me complain about this and that. And to be truthfully honest, those things do irk the living daylights out of me because I think where Divi 5 is, with the incredible powerful features they have, that those things shouldn't exist. They shouldn't exist. We've seen incredible features. Since I started this tutorial, within a week, Divi released a feature that every page builder on the market will have to bring in. And I'll just quickly show it to you. Go to the sidebar on the left and you go to the variable manager. When we started, we had set up, what did we set up? Our colors, right? We set up the colors here. Since then, there was an update and I've updated Divi. And now you see we have this little icon that appears here, generate color palette variables. And I select that. What is this? It's not only for colors, Melinda. If you go to numbers, what is this? Divi is not the first to do this. Bricks Builder actually did it first by bringing in this generator for your typography and sizes like your spacing. But Divi has done it much better. And this will be, I would say, cannot even be covered in Module 2 or Module 3. I'll have to do a separate one for this. But we start in Module 2 to look at these generators. This is powerful stuff that is coming in. And they've just released it. Since they brought in the numbers one, people had requested, can you do something for colors? And Nick listened and he brought in the color generator as well. Like really, they were implemented just like that. I'm very excited about Divi 5. I don't know how to tell you that. Before Divi 5, I thought Divi was goners. In my opinion, you're going to have the people that will stick with Divi, the websites I've created with Divi, keep them there, maintain them. But I felt Divi very limited, especially in terms of mobile and tablet design. And that's why I veered away from it. But Divi 5 has put me back on that track, on the Divi train. I'm really happy with this. I've migrated a few websites from Divi 4 to Divi 5, made a few changes here and there. I'm very happy with what they are doing here. I just feel that there's a few small bits here and there that can still be improved, and I really hope that can be done in the next year. Can you use this builder currently to build the entire website? Absolutely yes, and that's important. There's a few workarounds. There's a few little things that you have to know how to make it run smoothly. But in these tutorials, you'll see those little obstacles I run into and how we can solve it by, for example, using the group module.